We are all familiar with the cycle of life. We are born, and then we die, with everything that happens in between being known and understood. However, what occurred before our existence and what happens after is beyond our knowledge. This lack of information makes it challenging to grasp the meaning or significance of our presence. Without understanding how we got here or our destination, it's hard to determine if our current actions hold any importance. This ambiguity about our collective past and future has left humanity grappling with the question, what is the meaning of life? Since the dawn of sentience, while we can't provide an objective answer, many find solace in various ideologies to alleviate the anxiety it causes. In many religions, a divine being created the universe, placing us within it, and our actions on earth determine our eternity. Others find meaning in the love and connections we share with family and friends. Yet, some believe life itself is inherently valuable. For nihilists, however, life lacks meaning. All actions, emotions, and experiences, whether positive or negative, are deemed senseless. This is nihilism, the belief in nothing. At some point, many of us face nihilistic thoughts, experiencing a sense of meaninglessness and questioning our intrinsic value. This usually arises when we question our past beliefs, and before we find new ones to hold on to. It's a phase of growth where we break away from parental beliefs, learn new things, and form our own perspectives. It often starts with a simple question, why? This small word can make once solid foundations begin to crumble. It's like quicksand, pulling us into the despair that maybe our lives weren't what we thought they were. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, why? Why do you believe what you do? Where did those beliefs originate? Keep questioning, and eventually, you will reach a point where there is no answer. Only emptiness. Despite all the world's religions and scientific discoveries, the question why remains unanswered. For the nihilist, the conclusion is there is no why. There is no answer, just nothingness. As Alan Watts once wrote, life is nothing more than a journey from the maternity ward to the crematorium. The term nihilism stems from the Latin nihil meaning nothing and ism meaning ideology. It is the ideology of nothing, yet this doesn't fully explain it. People often confuse nihilism with pessimism, but the two are distinct. Pessimists anticipate the worst outcome, viewing the world negatively and focusing on life's hardships because they believe evil ultimately triumphs over good. However, pessimists acknowledge the existence of good but doubt humanity's ability to achieve it. In contrast, nihilists believe in nothing. They don't accept the existence of evil or good in the world. In their view, the world simply exists, and humans have constructed morality, thus creating concepts of good and evil. For instance, take the metaphor of a glass of water. Optimists see the glass as half full, while pessimists see it as half empty. Nihilists, however, suggest discarding the entire glass because it doesn't matter whether it's full or empty. We're all going to die eventually. Nihilism is often compared to cynicism and apathy, but these philosophies are quite different. Cynics think people are driven solely by self-interest and lack faith in human motives. They don't believe in intrinsic human goodness. Although cynics think good exists elsewhere, they don't find it in humans. In contrast, nihilists don't recognize the existence of good or evil, as these concepts are human-made traits. Apathetic individuals simply don't care. They might believe in the existence of meaning, but they are indifferent to it. On the other hand, nihilism posits that there is no grand design or purpose, leading to the paradox of nihilism. If one believes in nothing, then nothing becomes a belief itself, contradicting nihilism. This makes nihilism different from other philosophical ideas, as it originated as a literary invention before becoming philosophical. Consequently, it's not as well defined as other philosophies and has many interpretations. There's political nihilism, which advocates for dismantling all political, social, and religious structures to advance humanity. Ethical nihilism rejects absolute moral values, suggesting that good and bad are societal constructs and shouldn't be adhered to for true individual freedom. Existential nihilism is the belief that life lacks inherent value or meaning, making it the most well-known form of nihilism. Nihilists argue that existing institutions such as states, religious bodies, and communal morality infringe on individual freedom. If we can't do whatever we want, are we truly free? Or have we confined ourselves with invisible mental chains for unexplained reasons? One night on Reddit, I encountered the question, if you could save your pet or a stranger, who would you choose? Most people responded with their pet, and when confronted, asked, "Why do you think a human life is more valuable than an animal's?" No one had a clear answer, underscoring the nihilist perspective. Without answering why we adhere to certain rules, why do we follow them? Perhaps it stems from the existential horror and emotional pain of accepting that life is meaningless. If everything we do is pointless, then even the achievements of science and technology, space exploration, and human rights movements might all be for naught. If all our experiences, highs and lows, ultimately lead to nothing, it can be disheartening. Friedrich Nietzsche was a unique philosopher because he simultaneously argued for and against nihilism. In favor of nihilism, he posited that there is no objective order in the world other than what we create. He believed that nihilism would unveil humanity's beliefs and truths as mere symptoms of flawed Western mythology. When he stated, "God is dead," he was speaking metaphorically about the diminishing influence of religious power and people's shift towards finding their own meaning. However, he also warned that the rise of nihilism could lead civilization to catastrophe. He foresaw the potential breakdown of traditions, beliefs, and systems, resulting in a collapse into nothingness. If nothing matters, how can we deem slavery, apartheid, or nuclear warfare as wrong? How can we label figures like Adolf Hitler as some of the worst humans if there are no absolute moral standards? Most of us inherently understand the wrongness of these things, but without logical explanations, we can't persuade others to follow suit. This is what Nietzsche feared. Although he recognized these dangers, he continued to advocate for nihilism, believing that navigating through the collapse of civilization would allow us to chart a new course for humanity. He thought we needed to create a new morality that transcends the past. In the end, demolishing your old house shouldn't leave you homeless. It should provide an opportunity to build a better one. Observe the world around you, particularly on social media, and it seems we may be heading towards another wave of nihilism. Religion no longer dictates moral acceptability. Long-standing beliefs and cultural practices are being challenged, and individuals are carving their own paths. No matter how controversial the views, there are now devoted supporters defending the right to their opinions. And in essence, why not? No one can provide a clear answer. Humanity will keep pushing boundaries until one day we can't tell each other we're wrong because why are they wrong? As William Shakespeare wrote, "Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, but signifying nothing." If life is truly without meaning and purpose, we should strive to make the most of it, rather than debating whether the glass is half full or half empty. We can simply toss it aside and drink directly from the source until we're content. Ultimately, life itself is enough reason to live. We only have one life to live, so we must make the most of it in this reality. Staying informed and keeping up with the world is essential for living life on our terms.